What is up, you guys? It's your girl Angelina. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Angelina. I'm 24 from Montreal, Canada, and I make weekly diary vlogs, travel vlogs, fashion hauls, and all that good stuff. And as you can tell from the title of this video, I am here to sit down with you guys and speak to you guys about my pregnancy journey, because yes, I am currently expecting. I am pregnant, and we've come a long way because obviously, like, I'm very close to my due date, which means that you guys have, this has been like a hidden pregnancy in the sense that I have not talked about it in none of my vlogs. So after this, yes, in my vlogs I will be, you know, talking about it sometimes. So if you don't follow me on Instagram or just social media in general, I strongly recommend that you do, just to be up to date with what's going on in my life, because obviously Instagram and TikTok are the first ones to know that I am pregnant. And also because I asked you guys on Instagram to ask me some questions so that we can sit down today and do a pregnancy Q&A because I know a lot of you guys have questions, which you guys have a lot of questions. I don't know if you guys can even see this, but it's a lot of questions from you guys, and I had to like sit down and go through every questions to make sure that it makes sense when I respond to them. So yeah, shout out to everybody that asked. Like I said, I asked everyone to be in my business. I don't mind, because after this I'm not going to be addressing any more things that don't need to be addressed. Okay, so make sure you grab your water or your wine, because I'm drinking water. Okay, it's about to get real juicy in here. By the way, if you're not subscribed, make sure that you do put your notifications on and stay tuned, because it's going to be a nice little vlog for you guys after this video. So anyways, first question, which is a really nice question. Someone said, are you okay? We miss you. And yes, I'm doing so good by the grace of God. Literally only by the grace of God, because this is not an easy chapter, and I really hope I don't get emotional through this video, because I was really nervous while I was getting ready, because this is the first time that I'm really sitting down and being super vulnerable about something that's going on in my life that's, you know, very personal and sacred to me. But yes, right now I am doing good, and I'm super happy to be able to sit down with you guys and let you guys know what's going on in my life, because it's definitely something I can't hide, child. Okay, especially when the baby coming real soon, sooner than you think. So yes, I'm okay. Thank you for asking. So second question is, wait, by the way, you guys, I do have a cold, so if you guys like feel like I'm very stuffy around here, so if you can hear it, I really apologize ahead of time. So second question is, how did you find out you were pregnant, and who did you tell first? So basically how I found out I was pregnant is I had came back from a trip, and I was on the phone with my man, and basically he was like, babe, like, I feel like he kind of knows when I have my period and stuff like that, because I'm very moody and stuff. And he was like, babe, like, when's the last time you got your period? Which was a very nice question to ask me, because listen, for once in my life I was not paying attention to my period. I was like, oh, I don't remember, da, da, da. He said, I really feel like you should do a pregnancy test. So I got one, and I did it while I was on the phone with him, and within, usually you have to wait 3 minutes. When I tell you guys, within 25 seconds the test came out positive, and my life just but I'm not gonna tell you guys my reaction yet, because that's the second question after that. But that's how I found out. I was home, I was here in my house, I was home sitting down literally on the toilet and on the phone, and I'm like, oh, like, I'm pregnant. And so obviously my man was the first person to know. But who was the first person I told? It was, I think it was one of my homegirls. That same day I told 2 people, and the first person was one of my homegirls, because we had plans that day, and I knew that I was going through it, and I was like, girl, like, I called her, okay, I called her and I had to let her know. And then after that, the second person was Dreamy, which my cousin, And yeah, so that's pretty much it. So that goes into the next question, which was, what was your reaction? So when I first found out I was pregnant, I just remember like feeling a whole bunch of emotions and not knowing how to really process that, because I was home, but I wasn't home alone. My family was home as well. So it's like, you don't just go ahead and tell your family, oh, I'm pregnant right away. You know what I mean? Like, you need to be able to absorb what's going on first. So I just remember crying in silence. Like, I went back into my room and I started crying, and I really forced myself not to make any noise while I was like sobbing, because I'm like, whoa, like, what is going on? Like, what is going on? And obviously this was just one test, so I was just really like praying to God. And this sounds crazy to say, but I'm super transparent. I was praying to God, and I was like, God, like, please let this test be negative, like let this be a false positive. Sorry. So I was going through a lot. I called my homegirl, I let her know, and I remember crying to her on the phone. I was like, oh my God, like, my life is like, I'm gonna die. I'm literally gonna die. Like, I can't do this. Like, for those of you who do not know, like, I never in a million years, like, being a mom was never something that you would see me put on a vision board. Like, I personally, like, it's not something I cared about. I personally always wanted to be a rich auntie. That was my plan, to just like take care of, you know, my nieces and nephews, and just be like the second mom to them. Like, personally, that's what it was to me. And I knew that if one day I was gonna have kids, to me it was going to be through a surrogate. I had the surrogate picked out. Like, when I tell you guys I was so serious about that, I had the surrogate picked out. And the reason why is because I had huge trauma from seeing my sister giving birth. My sister has 4 beautiful kids that I love so much, and I was there for one of the labors and deliveries for one of my nieces. And she, as soon as she got to the hospital, she had to start pushing. So no epidural, no medication, no nothing, like just straight up pushing. And I remember her holding my hand and letting me know, like, don't have kids. And boom, from that day, trauma. From that day, like, literally trauma. And I knew that I never wanted to be either be a mom or like, okay, yes, I wanted to be a mom, but never did I want to experience pregnancy at all, or like even like childbirth, delivery, labor, none, like nothing, absolutely not. So that was basically my reaction. I was going through it, okay. And I'm saying this with such a straight face now, because if you would have looked at me back then when I first found out, like, the person that I am now is completely different, and that's all because of Jesus. So did you expect to have your first child in your mid-20s? So I never thought I would be pregnant at 24, to be honest. But I will say that I always told myself that I was gonna have kids by the age of like 28. I knew that I wanted to be kind of like a younger mom, under 30, because my mom had me at 22. And I don't know, I just feel like, personally, I feel like the relationship might have been a little bit different if my mom was a little bit older. So I don't know, but I will say that I did not expect to be pregnant under these circumstances. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to be married first, you know what I mean? I wanted to like be married, be able to live with my partner, like have a house, like, you know, so that when the baby comes out, the baby can be the baby can be in like something stable, if we're gonna say it. Like, let's be super honest, in like complete stability, you know, which right now I am stable because I am at home, I live with my family. But it's just, anyways, that's another point. I hope that makes sense. How has the journey been? The journey has not been easy, I will say that. Whew. The journey has been really hard, and I kind of want to bring that with a question that comes after that, which was, how was your first trimester? Because I went through prenatal depression, and I feel like that's not talked about a lot. A lot of women talk about postpartum, which is completely normal, you know what I mean? But I also did go through prenatal depression, and I literally, like, for from the first month to, first of all, when I found out I was pregnant, I was 5 weeks pregnant, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. So yes, I was 5 weeks pregnant, and I went through prenatal depression for, I guess, like 2 months. No, not even 3 months. It was really bad, you guys. It was so bad to the point, like, nobody could tell me nothing. I knew I was depressed, and I wanted to stay depressed. I put so much pressure on myself. I put so much condemnation on myself. I was like, okay, like, I just sinned. Like, I let my flesh get in the way. God hates me, da da da. Because at the end of the day, like, I'm a Christian, you know what I mean? I was like, God hates me. My friends were, like, praying for me. My pastors were praying for me. Like, everybody was praying for me. But that wasn't enough. At the end of the day, like, God, like, you can have so many people praying for you, but you also need to help yourself, you know what I mean? Like, so I would go to sleep, and I thought, like, I had suicidal thoughts. It was so bad that when I had one of my first doctor's appointments, she was like, do you want to hurt yourself? Do you want to hurt the baby? And, like, when she asked me that, I was like, whoa. Like, I just remember feeling so much pain, because I'm like, why would she even ask me that? Like, that's not my character. That's not who I am. But in that moment, that's who I was. Like, I was going through it. I was so sad. I felt like my life was falling apart. And I remember I would go to sleep at night, and I was like, I don't want to kill myself because, like, first of all, I don't like pain. You know what I mean? But I would literally, like, go to bed and was like, ugh, I hope that I don't wake up tomorrow morning. Like, I really just wanted to die in my sleep. And that's something I never talked about. And I really hope I don't get emotional, because what? But I was really going through it. Like, I didn't feel like I was prepared. I felt like I had the fear of the unknown, because it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's something I've never been through, really. So it was the fear of the unknown. It was like knowing that I'm, like, here, but, like, my partner is not here physically with me, because me and him have a long distance relationship. So it was like damn, like, I'm really gonna go through these 9 months by myself. And I remember sitting down, going through TikTok and reading, like, all these girls that were pregnant, and they said one thing about pregnancy, like, you're gonna feel alone. It doesn't matter if you have your partner, and, like, you're just gonna feel alone, because your body is going through so many changes, your hormones, so many changes are happening, but the only person that's experiencing it is you. So that became my reality. That became my reality. That became my reality. And so much that while I was going through my prenatal depression, I started having so much resentment towards my man, like, my baby father, my man. Because I was like, you have no idea, like, what I'm going through right now. And one thing that I was really mad about was that when I told him that I was pregnant, when the test came out positive, he was so happy about it. And I was so mad. I was so pissed. And what didn't help is that all the people around me were super happy. Literally, I had the, like, I can't even, like, sit here and lie. I had the best support system, because nobody around me sat down and was like, oh my god, like, whoa, you know what I mean? So I had so much resentment. I was like, I'm about to go through these 9 months by myself, bro. Like, you don't even know, like, what it feels to wake up, your boobs hurt, to have, like, you know, morning sickness, to like, people spraying perfume around you and you smell things 10 times, like, your nose, the scent, like, everything is just, like, heightened. Like, you just, everything just gets on your nerves. It's so much. And then I was just so mad. And something, if you guys don't know, when you're pregnant, you have to wait for your first ultrasound. I think you have to wait until you're 12 weeks to see the baby. And so I had to wait like 12 weeks or so. So I went for my first ultrasound with my sister, and we saw the baby. I was like, oh, like, this is for real, for real. because I still had so much hope in my mind that this was a false positive. But no, there was a baby in there. But then there was a baby in there, but then they also saw that there was like a huge blood clot, a hematoma, and they said we had to wait 10 days. And after the 10 days, that's when we'll make a decision on, you know, whether we have to terminate, like what we have to do. And in that moment, as much as I wanted to wish that like this was, the hematoma was still there, like as much as I wanted to wish that like things were just worse so I could just terminate, I don't know, like the Holy Spirit, like God just like reminded me of all the times he's forgiven me, and that this is the time that I need to actually like bow down and pray to him. So that's exactly what I did. I prayed for 10 days. Mind you, before that I was not praying. I prayed for 10 days straight. I went back to the hospital. They said it's gone. They looked everywhere. They're like, whoa, like it's completely gone. Like now, like the baby's fine. Now the baby's actually gonna be able to grow inside your womb. And I was like, okay. In that moment, I realized that that's what God has called me to do, to be a mom, and there's nothing I can do about it. Because when God tells you to be, like when God has plans for you, it doesn't matter how much you try to go against the plans are still gonna, you know what I mean, like the Bible says, the Bible says something about I have plans for you to prosper and not to harm you, da, 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 da. And the way that I got out of my prenatal depression, you guys, was by the help of Jesus. I went to a conference. It was called DivCon, and I really did not want to go because I was pregnant, but I made sure to hide myself, and God spoke to me, and I just remember bawling my eyes out because I was like, nobody understands how I'm feeling right now. There's so many pregnant women, so many women that went through pregnancy, but your experience will always be different than other people. I was like, I'm about to go through so much pain. I'm terrified. I can't even speak to my baby father about it because he don't even know what pain I'm about to go through. He probably just knows it from movies, but his body has not experienced the changes that I've been experiencing, and his body has never experienced that much pain. And then that's when God met me in my sleep, and God told me, Jesus literally told me, he said, you don't think me dying on the cross is more painful than what you about to go through? Jesus literally told me that in my sleep, and I was like, all right, Lord, all right, I'm ready to get it together. I'm gonna get it together. Because I knew in that moment that like now I have some type of hope, because there's someone that actually went through even worse than what I'm about to go through. Jesus Christ himself. There's no type of pain that is worse than the pain of him dying on the cross. I think the second worst pain might just be what I'm about to go through. So when I lay down and when I squat while I'm pushing, I'm gonna have that reminder in my head. Jesus, 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 Jesus. He went through that pain. He understands that pain. So this is why I keep telling people, like, when you go through things, yes, it's nice to talk to people about it, but there's no one like Jesus, you guys. There's literally no one that will get you out of your funk, that will get you out of your depression, but God. Like, if it wasn't for God, I really don't think I would have been able to get through my life right now and through this pregnancy. And I don't know why I sound like I'm crying, but I'm really just sick. Okay? But yeah. Whew. So that's how my journey has been going so far. During the first trimester, it was really bad. I was exhausted. I was so tired. Like, I needed to sleep, you guys. The first trimester is extremely exhausting. You just want to sleep all the time, and that would piss me off because people around me, my man would call me and stuff like that, and he would try to make plans and this, that, the third. He would come here, da, 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 and it's like, I just want to sleep. Okay, I get you want to make some plans, but I'm tired right now. And he wouldn't understand it, which I'm not blaming him for it, but I'm just saying, like, nobody understands what you really go through. It doesn't matter. Like, nobody gets it. Like, it's so annoying. But I'm able to, like, sit here and laugh about it now because it is what it is. So that's that. The next question is the baby father involved? Yes, he is. We do have a long distance relationship, so he's not here with me. He hasn't been here through, you know, my pregnancy journey, like every single day, but you know, he checks up when he can, he comes when he can. He's been to 1 ultrasound appointment so far. So yeah, that kind of sucks, but you know, like, sacrifices are being made in order for, you know, the baby to be good. Like, he needs to work. You know what I mean? Like, he needs to work, which means if he's working, that means he's gonna be missing out on appointments, he's gonna be missing out on different things. So that's why it's definitely been very lonely for me per se, because I don't have my partner with me physically. So yeah. Are you giving birth here or in the States, baby? You couldn't pay me $10 million to give birth in the States. Okay. I'm giving birth over here. I'm not gonna say which hospital, but I'm giving birth here. Yes, my man is from America. Yes, he's American. I got nothing against Americans. I love Americans, actually. I love them so much. But I will never, okay, in a million years, go to any hospital in the States unless it's an emergency. Unless I'm on my deathbed, the hospitals in the States will never see me, okay? And the reason why I'm saying that is because people are still in debt paying for different services that they got in the States. I know one of my friends, her aunt is still paying for her hospital bill from just giving birth. Absolutely not. Even if I was to move here, even if I was to move there with my child, I don't even want my child at the hospital unless it's an emergency. The baby's gonna keep the same doctor here. We're gonna be traveling back and forth. Yes, because I don't want my child nowhere near the hospitals. I guess it helps that my man is in the medical field, because my man is in the medical field, so he knows certain things about, you know, medicine. So that's enough. Apart from that, thank you. Do you have a birth plan? Yes, I do. I do have a birth plan, and I made it myself. I got inspired from this girl on TikTok. I got inspired by my sister. All these different things like really helped me to really like figure out my birth plan. I'm definitely going to be sharing it with you guys after my labor and delivery. I definitely don't want to let you guys know ahead of time any plans that I have, because it's some people here watching me that loves me, but there is some people here watching me that just are praying bad things, and I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. Okay. So, but yes, I do have a birth plan. I know exactly who's going to be in the room. I know exactly what I want. I guess the thing that I can share is, like, I know who's going to be there. I've chosen specific people for specific reasons, and they're all my people that will be there. And I have a birth playlist. We're gonna be blasting that gospel while I'm pushing. That's all I want to hear, okay? And I guess I can share with you guys another thing that I have for my birth plan. Complete silence. I don't want nobody speaking to me. I told my partner I don't want him talking to me. Only my sister. My sister's my doula, so she can speak to me, the nurses. But apart from that, I want nobody speaking to me. I want complete silence and the playlist playing. If somebody get a phone call, get out. Okay? This is my experience. This is my like labor and delivery. I'm the one pregnant here, so I get to choose. Period. Are you nervous to be a mommy? Yes, 100%. It's the unknown. It's completely nerve-wracking, but I know that I'm going to be a great mom because of the way that I love people, the way I love my friends, the way I love my partner, the way I love my family. I love people really, really hard. I've tolerated a lot of different things in my life that I know that in the midst of all the things that I've been through, even through this pregnancy, in the midst of all the things that I've been through, I can let you guys know already, the love that this baby is going to feel from me is going to be at 110, like infinite. The only person that can love him, the only person that can really love my baby more than me is really God, like for real. And obviously like the baby father and me is like equal, you know what I mean? What are you the most excited about when it comes to being a mom? Definitely introducing my child to God. I am so excited. I'm going to minister, I'm going to teach, I'm going so many different things. I'm so excited. I'm so sorry you guys, I keep drinking, but like when you're pregnant you gotta drink a lot of water because your throat be dry. But I'm excited for that. I'm excited to plan my baby's hair, outfits, holding my baby, loving my baby, like all these different things. Like there's no relationship like a mother and their child. Like I had you for 9 months, like we locked in. We've been locked in even before you came out. So yeah, that's what I'm mostly excited about. Really like the God part, like really like. And every night I have my gospel playlist that plays next to my stomach, and I let my baby listen to gospel every single night, because when the baby comes out it's so crazy because he just kicked me as I said that, but when the baby comes out, that's gonna be the nighttime lullaby, gospel music, and that's it. Okay, so yes. How has the journey been? I feel like I answered that question already. Journey's been tough, not easy. Things are getting better by the grace of God. How's the mommy life going? The mommy life is going great. I have a whole bunch of stuff for the baby. I am so blessed to have my sister who's had 4 kids, so she has been extremely generous with providing things that she did not have to do, but she did. The baby's gonna have so much clothes. The baby's gonna have so many toys, a lot of different things. Shout out to my friends as well. People have been buying from the registry, sending in bottles, sending in clothes, hats, socks, all these different things. My baby already has their first pair of shoes. That baby gonna be spoiled, okay? That ain't for me. That ain't for me. That's all like my family, my friends, like everyone has been so supportive. I'm very grateful because one of my friends got me a pregnancy journal, which I've been able to, you know, write down all my emotions, and that really carried me through my prenatal depression. So shout out to my homegirl. So grateful. And the last question here is, are you going to be taking a break from YouTube as you embark into this new journey? And that's a very great question, because I am not going to be taking a break from YouTube. I'm actually going to be taking this time to really focus on my content as much as possible. I'm literally going to be on maternity leave, which means I am not going to be working. So my life, I want it to be focused on the baby and content. When I go and do things for myself, from like appointments and stuff like that, I'm going to be recording. I'm obviously not going to be recording like, you know, my life as well. It's going to be the life of a mommy. Like I don't have a choice but to show that, you know what I mean? But like I'm not going to show when I wake up in the middle of the night to feed and stuff. So, but yeah, no, I'm definitely not going to be taking a break from YouTube. This could be the time to really like, I'm ready to get on my Zoom. I practiced it during my pregnancy. I was very consistent on social media, maybe not so much on YouTube, but this time everybody want to be like, oh, I want to babysit, da da da, I want to be here, da 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 da. Baby, come over and babysit so I can edit this vlog real quick. But anyways, that is it for all these questions. Hopefully I answered these questions good. But yes, shout out to everyone who, you know, asked questions. Shout out to everyone for watching. And, you know, if you're ready to embark into this new journey with me, then make sure to, you know, like, comment, and subscribe. Stick around. I did want to add something. I had not really been recording this pregnancy, I mean, at all. The reason why is because here in Quebec, and I'm speaking specifically for Quebec because I don't know for outside, you cannot record like when you go to your appointments, you're not allowed to record. So I can't record my ultrasounds. Like I can't record none of that. So that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So it's not much for me to record for real. And then apart from that, I'm just working and stuff, stocking up for my baby. But I'm going to be going on maternity leave April 1st, which means I'm going to be able to record as much content for you guys up until my due date. So I'm super excited. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Mwah.